Looky at that. Okay, I'll pop one of these things off so I can show you what the end result turned out to be. I've also got a problem with this T-nut or T-stud, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to have to make a new one of those, but I think the next project I want to take on is going to be a new drawbar. And beyond that, I think I'm probably going to wind up switching the entire knee and saddle and table, the whole kit and caboodle, with this mill for a whole series of reasons I'll go into in a later video. But for now, let me get this thing shut off, and I'm going to pop off one of these things and show you real quick. Luckily, it fits really, really nice in the groove. It turned out really well in that regard. I'm going to chalk that one up to luck because it definitely wasn't skill. I have a heck of a time sneaking up on measurements with the mill. Well, I have a heck of a time sneaking up on measurements with the lathe too, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, it's going to take me a minute to get this thing off of here because it's a little stubborn because it's nice and tight. But I'll get it off. Mark my words. Okay. Clean up real quick. All right, there it is. For some reason, this shoulder bolt doesn't want to bottom out all the way. I can't quite figure out what its boggle is. It almost feels like I need to counter bore this just a fuzz, but even that didn't seem to work. So it's not the prettiest part ever, but it's definitely working. What do I do with the original? So I'll let you compare the original to the one I built. I think this will add a little bit of strength to it, or a little bit of additional strength to it for being made out of aluminum, but I think I might actually know what the problem was that made the other one malfunction. I'll bring you back around to the other side of the machine and I'll kind of give you the rundown on that situation. The mechanism over here, how do I explain this? Basically, the one that broke So this is the one that originally broke. When it's tripping this lever, when it's tripping this end of the lever, it is lifting the whole mechanism. So it's lifting all that weight, and I think that kind of goes and plays a part in why it was malfunctioning in the first place. Between that and mechanically sticking a little bit, it needed to be lubed up and loosened up a little bit. But you can kind of see, well, I don't know if you can see it on camera or not, but this edge has kind of hammered a little bit onto this roller. Put a little bit of grease on it to try and help it along, but it's definitely not, or at some point it has not had an easy life. But now I think it's in pretty decent shape. So I haven't entirely figured out the adjustment on this here. This has a through bolt that comes and attaches right there. And that is what actually does the actuating from this bolt here. It's kind of a funky mechanism, and of course there's still something going on in there. I don't know if there's something spring loaded in there. And there's a mechanism back there. So I mean, it's a fairly involved, ouch, little setup, but at least now it looks like it's working, minus the Acme left-right thread there. So I can live with that, at least for the time being. So hopefully one more semi-serious project, maybe two with this replacement, but a new drawbar, and then with any amount of luck, it's time to start messing around with the shaper like I promised you guys over a month ago. So anyways, that is it for tonight. I think that was a big win for me.